Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ivy's YouTube channel. And today we have a Pushpanjali. She's one of Ivy student. So she's agreed to do one mock interview in SQL on 1v1. So yeah, hi Pushpanjali.
Hi.
So tell me a little bit, give me a introduction about yourself.
Hi everybody. So my name is Pushpanjali Singh and I have graduated in 2021 with a degree of business administrative. After that, I thought I might pursue my passion towards data analytics. So I joined Ivy back in September and I have completed four of my modules yet: Excel, Tableau, SQL, and Python. And yeah, that's how it's going on.
Okay. So today we are going to do 1v1 on mock interview on SQL. So are you ready, Pushpanjali?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So let me start with a very basic question. So what is SQL language?
A SQL language, we can say about like SQL is a structured query language that help us to talk with the database. It makes
Mhm.
our work more easy and it maintains the data integrity and data consistency. Um, yes,
What is a CRUD operations in SQL?
a CRUD operation lies inside the DML that stands for data manipulation language. And a CRUD operation full form, we can say C stands for create, U stand for read, I stand for insert, and U stand for update, and D stand for delete.
Okay. So let's say, for example, I have a data, and in the data, I have one empty column, but there is a header in that particular column, which is called country. Now, let's say I want to insert India in my entire record in that particular table. So, what is the approach for that?
We can use update statement, update, set, country name, and is equal to India.
Okay. Uh, Explain the difference between inner, left, right, and full outer join. Why and when would you use each type of join in a query?
So there are multiple types of join. Like first, I would like to explain the inner join. Inner join is used when we want to retrieve the common matching rows between two tables.
Mhm.
So where all the matching rows can be fetched at one side. And on the other hand, I would like to explain the left join. Left join is used when we have two tables and we want to fetch the data from left table, which are have matching rows to the right table. For example, if we have a table like customer table and other one has a loan table, in both the tables we have a common rows such as customer ID. So we can use the
Mhm.
left join to fetch the customer ID which have the same data in the loan ID. And
Okay.
on the other hand, we have right join. Right join is similar as left join. Just there, we can, if we want to fetch the details from the right table, which have the matching records to the another table, we can use that. But right join is used less commonly used by the left join. And at the last, we have full outer join. It's used when we want to fetch all the rows from both the tables. So where we can use full outer join.
Okay. So since you have tell me full outer join, so let's say for example in MySQL, so how do you perform full outer join in MySQL?
As you have asked this question, we don't have the option for use full or outer join. So we have another way. We can use left join and right join with an union, so we can get the output of the full outer join.
Okay. Okay. Now, what's the difference between clustered and non-clustered indexes in SQL?
Yeah. So a cluster index basically a physical reordering of data in a set where we have only one index per table, cluster index. We can say a best example of a cluster index table. It's a dictionary where we can see a physically reordering of data. On the other hand, we have a non-cluster data where we have multiple index key per table, and For example, we can say an index of a book where a separate structure of data has been maintained. After that, we can have a other table where we have all the data.
Okay, very good. So, what is subquery? Provide an example of when you might use a subquery in SQL.
Okay. Subquery, basically a query which is used inside a query. We can use in the operator like select, update, insert. We can use a subquery. For example, if we have a table like employee, we have three columns in it: employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. If we want to fetch the maximum salary which employee are having, so we can go like this: select everything from employee where salary is
Mhm.
equal to under bracket select in maximum salary from employees.
Okay, all right. Okay. So, what are the triggers in SQL, and when we would you use them, and what are the common use cases of trigger?
Yeah. So trigger are the special kind of store procedure which execute on a specific incident occur in the database. So we can use when we want to access the data faster. It helps us to maintain the data integrity, and it helps us to send a notification when certain event occurs. And yeah.
Okay. So, what is asset properties and why they are important in the database management?
Asset properties, as we can say, A stand for atomicity, C stand for consistency, I stand for isolation, and D stand for durability. And as we can say, it's important. It is very much important. It ensures us to maintain the data transaction are reliable, and consistency and data integrity. It is very helpful to use when we have to handle very much sensitive or valuable data sets.
All right. So, what are the concept of database transaction, and what is a rollback, and when to use rollback?
A database transaction is a sequence of operation that is created as a single value, single unit, and it ensures the data integrity. And as we were asked, what is rollback? So a rollback is the operation that reverses the data transaction to its previous state where has it begun, and it commonly used we can say that it helps us to work as when we need to undo or cancel a work.
Okay.
So yeah, a rollback can be used when.
Okay. So, what is a recursive CTE in SQL? Can you provide me an example of it?
Yeah, sure. So as you've asked, a recursive CTE is a CTE. It provides itself to perform a recursive query. It is helpful when we want to hierarchical data. For example, we can say when we want to make an organizational chart or a bill of material structure.
Okay. Let's say, for example, in a data server, and you have a task to create a duplicate table in your database.
Hmm.
How you can do that?
For create a duplicate table, we can use create table, new table as select everything from the existing table. So it will fetch all the structure and data same.
Okay. What is the difference between and in operator?
Uh, a between operator help us to fetch all the rows between a specific range of the table. And on the other hand, in operator will help us to look into a specific set of a data where we want to find our answer.
Okay. So what is union and union all?
Yes. So a union all is the when we want to fetch all the data and we want to remove the duplicate at the same time. For example, we have a list of items and have on the other hand we have multiple resources. So
Okay.
where we want to remove the duplicate, we can use a union there. And on the other hand, union all it's include and it's combine the data with the duplicate data. So for example, a log entry with different multiple sources where we want exactly the same data. We don't want to remove any duplicate. So a record where we want to maintain a specific record without deleting any kind of duplicacy. So we can use a
Okay.
union all there.
Okay. Think, how's your experience in the Ivy, Usmani?
To be honest, I really had a great time there.
Mm-hmm.
And I have joined Ivy. It's been more than 8 months, and it doesn't feel like I have joined somewhere else. Where I don't like to be. Uh, I'm totally an introvert. I don't like to communicate, but there I got very much good support from the faculty, and it really helped me a lot. And by this chance of getting an interview by you, it would really help me to grow up, and I have gained much more confidence. And looking forward to make more videos with you. So yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Follow for more.